Chris?
Morning.
Hi. What are they?
Peaches.
What have you got them for?
Well, I've got a patient coming in to see me this afternoon with a boil that needs lancing, so I thought I might try these out.
He's only joking, I hope.
Steve.
No, actually, they're for my show and tell at primary school this afternoon.
I didn't realise he liked children.
Well, let's just say I was talked into it.
Ugh. One of my mates did one of those once. She said it was a nightmare.
Oh, I get it. You won't wind me up that easily, Joe.
I'm not being serious. She swore she'd never set foot in a classroom again.
Oh, children can be a demanding audience.
Oh, I'd be fine. I mean, how much trouble can a class full of 8-year-olds be?
Hi, this is Chris. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
Chris, it's me. I just rang to say thanks for letting me stay last night. I'm sorry I missed you this morning. I didn't hear you get up. Anyway, call me when you can. Bye.
Leave it.
I was just calling for a chat. I'm on my way to a house call. And I was wondering what you're doing tonight. Maybe we could meet up or something. Anyway, let me know. Bye. Come through. Have a seat. Thanks. Are you okay getting around?
Oh, some days are better than others. In case you're wondering, this is a good day. Fancy a drink? Tea, coffee?
I'm fine, thanks. So how are you finding it now you've given up work?
Oh, a bit boring, to be honest. It's funny, I used to moan about my job. Now I'm not there, I actually miss it.
I'm sure it'll take time to adapt.
Yeah, I suppose. Still, no more early mornings, eh?
Good point.
Oh, damn.
It's all right. I'll wipe it up.
Sorry, I'm not usually this clumsy.
It's all right. Sit yourself down. So have social services arranged a home help for you yet?
She comes in twice a week. Though she says I keep it so clean, she's got nothing to do. We get on quite well, actually. Her brother's got motor neuron disease like me, so we compare notes.
What about your husband?
Sorry?
Does your husband help out?
Oh, yeah, Paul's been brilliant. I don't know what I'd do without him.
Right, everyone, settle down. Settle down when you're nice and quiet. Now, today we're very lucky because Dr. Rawlings has very kindly decided to come in and talk to us all about his job. So, when you're nice and quiet, they're all yours.
Nice. Thanks. Well, I thought I'd start by showing you something that doctors have used to treat people for, well, for hundreds of years. So, meet the leech. The way this little fella works, you see, is you pick him up like so, and you put him on the arm, and he sucks blood very slowly. You see? And let's just get him off. Oops. Oh, he seems to be stuck. There we go. Right. Does anybody else want to go? And how about you, Miss Ashworth?
No, thanks.
So, are you sleeping all right?
Not great. Actually, I was going to mention that. Is there something I could take to help?
Well, didn't I prescribe sleeping tablets for you?
You did, but they're not strong enough, really.
Well, have you tried taking two at the same time?
Well, what I mean is they're not quite right for me.
Why? Are they causing side effects?
No, not at all. It's just that I get a bit depressed sometimes and sleeping tablets aren't enough.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise.
It's nothing really. I just get the odd day when I feel a bit low, that's all.
How long have you felt like this?
A few weeks.
Since you stopped working?
Yeah,
It's perfectly natural to feel down about having to stop work.
I know.
You all right?
Just a bit cold. I'll go and get a cardigan.
Why don't you let me get it for you?
No, it's fine.
I don't mind. Save your energy.
OK. There should be one in the airing cupboard on the landing.
Right. Back in a second. Here it is.
Thanks.
Are you having a bit of a clear out upstairs?
Sorry?
Well, I couldn't help noticing your room, the boxes and things.
Oh, that. Yeah. It's mostly Paul's stuff.
Ah, good move.
What is?
Oh, chucking out his old clothes while he's at work. That way he can't complain.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Well, I hope you don't think I was nosing around. It's just that the bedroom door was wide open and I couldn't help seeing in.
It's OK, honestly.
Are you sure?
Paul's stuff is in boxes because he doesn't live here anymore. He left me 3 weeks ago.
Right. Well, I think we need to thank Dr. Rawlings very, very much for coming in today. Oh, OK. Everybody up, slowly. Shh. Quiet. One by one.
So do you think it went okay?
OK. It was great. I've rarely seen him so well behaved.
Really?
Yeah. You're a natural. And as for the leech, he was fantastic.
Yes, it was good. Perhaps we should give him a name.
OK. Well, since he's a leech, I think Marcus would suit him.
Oh, yeah? Where's that?
It's the name of my ex.
Marcus it is, then.
I really appreciate you coming in today.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
So, can I thank you properly and buy you dinner?
OK, on one condition.
What's that?
Well, we go to my brother's restaurant. It's great food and the wine list is spectacular.
OK, it's a deal.
Why did Paul leave?
He'd been acting weird for months. In the end, he admitted he couldn't cope with the responsibility of looking after me.
And what about how you'll cope? Had he thought about that?
Oh, he's not heartless, don't get me wrong. He feels guilty about leaving.
Is your family supportive?
Haven't really got any to speak of.
Well, what about friends?
Oh, people are kind. They drop in to see how I am, but they've got their own lives to lead. I wouldn't want to become a burden.
Where's your husband staying now?
With his sister.
Do you see him at all?
Not much. He says he finds it difficult.
How long have you been married?
10 years next month.
And after 10 years, he walks out because you're ill?
Well, some people just can't cope with things like this, I suppose.
How can you be so understanding?
It's not his fault.
Then whose fault is it? Hold on a minute, you're not telling me you're blaming yourself for him leaving.
What am I supposed to think? If I wasn't ill, he wouldn't have left.
I'm no psychologist, but I'm pretty certain your depression would ease if you stopped blaming yourself and started getting angry with Paul.
But if I didn't have this disease...
Then he'd probably still be here. But what use is a partner who's only interested in the good times and can't cope when the bad times happen?
I know. I can't help missing him, though.
What do you miss about him?
He could be good fun. Charming, outgoing.
What about supportive, caring, kind?
Those weren't his strong points.
That doesn't surprise me. I'm sorry, but if Paul deserts you when you need him most, then what does that say about him?
Not much.
Exactly. And if Paul can't cope with your illness, then why make room for him in your life? Why allow him to make you miserable?
It's easier said than done.
As your doctor, my first concern is your well-being, and from what you've told me about Paul, you're no worse off without him.
Everything all right?
What? Yeah, fine, thanks. It's Stephen.
Yeah, he should be in his room.
Has he got a patient with him?
Not at the minute.
Good.
Come in.
Hi. Have you got a sec?
Yeah?
I was wondering if you'd heard from Chris at all today.
No, why?
It's just that I've been trying to get hold of him. I've left messages at the restaurant and on his mobile, and he hasn't called me back.
Well, maybe he's been busy.
Too busy to return my calls.
Perhaps.
He's never been too busy before.
Well, I'm sure there's a perfectly good explanation.
I'm starting to think he might be avoiding me.
Why would he want to do that?
Don't know. Has he said anything to you?
Oh, I never know what he's thinking of.
I know it's not fair to put you in this position. It's just I'm worried. Sorry.
Look, if it's any consolation, he's like this with most of his women. They never seem sure of what he's feeling.
Nice to know I'm special, then.
I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, it's all right. I'd better get back to work. Thanks anyway.
Paul, it's me. I'd like you to come round later if you're free. Well, what time would you prefer? OK. See you then. Bye.
Hi.
I didn't expect you to be here. I thought you were on half days.
Oh, I'm going home in a minute.
How is everything?
Not wonderful, but okay.
Good.
And you?
In need of some advice, actually.
Oh?
Hey, Lloyd.
Hey, mate.
You all right?
How you doing?
Is there any chance I can book a table for two versus 7:30, do you know?
Yeah, that's what we can do for you, mate.
Good man. Is Chris around?
Yeah, he's just over there.
I need a word.
Sound serious?
It is.
What's the problem?
When are you going to be straight with Helen?
I just haven't found the right time, that's all.
Yeah, well, you've got to stop messing her around like this. It's not fair.
Why are you so bothered?
Because in case you've forgotten, I have to work with her every day, and it puts me in a difficult position when she starts asking questions about you.
What sort of questions?
She thinks you're avoiding her.
Well, she shouldn't even be involving you.
Don't blame Helen. If you'd been straight with her in the first place, then she wouldn't have to come to me.
Oh, all right.
You know, I sometimes wonder whether you're ever going to change.
Excuse me?
Well, we've been here before, haven't we? You always seem to get cold feet whenever a relationship lasts for more than a week.
I'm just not the settling down type. You know that.
Yeah, well, it's a pity you don't let your girlfriends know that. It would save us all a lot of aggro. You've got to let Helen know what's going on, mate.
I will.
When?
Tonight. I'll have a word with her tonight.
I was trying to advise this woman, and I couldn't help thinking I should take some of my own advice.
How do you mean?
I found myself asking if Chris would be there for me no matter what happened.
Well, that's impossible to say.
That's what worries me.
Oh, you know as well as I do that no relationship comes with a guarantee. I wish they did.
It's just, I've risked so much for this relationship, and what's Chris had to risk? Nothing. It's unequal.
Oh, you knew that from the start. It's a bit late worrying about it now.
I just need him to reassure me how he feels, and when he keeps his phone switched off all day, it's hard not to overreact.
Look, there's no point trying to guess what he thinks, is there? The only way you're going to find out is by talking to him.
I know. A large G&T, please.
Hello. What are you doing here?
I've been trying to get in touch with you all day. Didn't you get my messages?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to pick him up. Been rushed off, I think.
I see.
Anything urgent?
No, I was just wondering what you're doing tonight.
I'd like to spend some time with you, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think we could do with it.
So do I.
Well, I'll finish up here as soon as I can and, see you back in my place about 8.
Great. I've still got the key to your flat. Is it okay if I let myself in and have a bath?
Don't see any reason why not.
See you later then.
Yeah.
The doctor came to see me today.
Yeah.
It was a routine visit.
So you've been all right then?
Do you really want to know, or are you just asking out of habit?
What's got into you?
Nothing?
Have you been drinking?
Of course not.
What are these?
Antidepressants. The doctor prescribed them for me today.
That explains it.
No, it doesn't. I haven't taken any.
Well, why not?
I've been deciding what to do with them. And now I've made up my mind.
What are you doing?
They're useless. Same as you.
Did you invite me over just to have a go?
No. I asked you round to tell you I don't need you anymore. The rest of your things are packed upstairs, so you can take them and leave for good.
Thanks. This looks lovely.
Thanks. Listen, let me introduce you to him. Chris. This is Lee.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Look, I'd love to stop, but I've got to get home, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's okay.
Another time.
Bye-bye.
See you.
He's got a lot on his mind at the moment.
Has he? You the only doctor in your family?
Yeah, everyone else has more sense.
Ah, I wouldn't say that. Since your visit, most of the kids in my class have decided they want to be doctors. Enjoy it?
Yeah, I do. In fact, there's been times when my job's the only thing that's kept me sane.
Why is that?
I was married.
I didn't realise. Was it a messy divorce?
No. Well,
I'm
actually...
so sorry. You don't need to answer that. I'm just being nosy.
That's all right. The thing is, she died about a year ago.
I'm so sorry. I wouldn't have said what I did if I...
No, it's all right. I wouldn't normally mention it, but Well, it seems right telling you.
Hello.
Hi. What's all this?
I thought I'd treat you to a romantic meal.
Yeah, well, I'm not hungry.
Oh.
Well, I didn't ask you to cook, did I?
Well, I thought you'd be pleased.
Well, I don't like to be mothered, OK? I'm not one of your kids.
What's the matter with you?
All this. The neat flat, the dinner on the table. You're suffocating me.
Well, I was only trying to help.
Yeah, well, I don't like having my stuff interfered with.
What's wrong?
I've just told you, haven't I?
But you're not normally like this. Have I done something to upset you?
Right, that's almost a lot gone. Like you wanted.
Good.
You know, if you're serious about this, there's the furniture to consider. Some of this is mine.
Take it. I don't care.
Look, what's all this about, eh? Am I being punished for leaving? Is that it?
No.
I wanted to stay on good terms. I mean, after all, it is in your interest.
How'd you work that out?
Well, what if you were taken ill? You'd want somebody to stay overnight.
I wouldn't ask you, that's for sure.
Linda?
What? Do you think I'm being unreasonable? Do you?
If you want me to go, I'll go, but you're just going to regret it later.
No, I won't. The only thing I regret is wasting 10 long years with you.
You're cracking up.
That's where you're wrong. I've finally come to my senses.
It's just that I'm not used to having someone around so much. Does my head in.
Well, if that's all that's bothering you, I can spend more time at the B&B and I'll have a flat sorted soon.
It's not just that.
Well, what then?
No, it's everything. This whole situation.
Well, it's not exactly easy for me either.
You know, one minute you're living with Phil, and the next minute you've practically moved in with me.
Well, I didn't exactly have a choice in the matter, did I?
Didn't you?
Of course not. You know I didn't.
Is that right?
What are you saying?
Well, I'm beginning to wonder whether you didn't deliberately leave that dry cleaning ticket for Phil to see.
Doesn't have to be like this.
Are you forgetting that you walked out on me? It wasn't the other way round.
I couldn't cope with your illness. Doesn't mean I wanted to cut you out of my life completely.
That's right. You thought you'd drop in now and again to stop yourself feeling so guilty.
It's just impossible to talk to you.
Don't! You wanted freedom. Now you've got it. And so have I.
Do you honestly think that I planned this? That I want my life to be a total and utter mess?
You tell me.
You must have a very low opinion of me if you think I tried to trap you. You've got to believe I didn't want it to happen like this, but now that it has, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. We're together, aren't we? That's all that matters.
Helen, don't you understand? I can't do this.
Do what?
This relationship.
What about all the times you told me that you wanted me all to yourself?
I know what I said.
Well?
I don't feel the same way anymore.
But you love me, don't you?
No. Not anymore.
But we haven't even given it a chance.
Helen!
We can make it work.
Helen, it won't make any difference.
You don't know that. You don't know until you try.
It's over.
You've been lying to me.
Do we have to go through all this?
I deserve answers. That's the least you owe me.
All right. You want the truth? I never really loved you.
I don't believe this.
I've thrown away my marriage, and for what? Nothing. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I didn't ask you to leave Phil.
Yes, you did.
Look, I don't want this to end on an argument. You're upset. I think it would be better if you weren't here when I got back.
Drinking, not you.
Sorry.
Were you gonna bother introducing me? Or just drag him up to your bedroom and hope I wouldn't notice?
Natalie. Steve, this is my daughter, Natalie.
Hi.
How can you just bring strangers home? What about Dad?
What about him?
Have you just forgotten he exists?
Sweetheart, it's over, Nat. Come on, you know that.
Well, it is now you've found a new fancy man.
Look, I think I better go.
You do that.
Don't be so rude, Natalie. Steve, look, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'll be in touch, okay?